Hi, Ruben here from Muller Energy. Today I want to talk to you about the extremely exciting topic of standards. In particular, Standards Australia, AS 3001.2, which also applies to New Zealand. So in AS 3001.2, it basically states that all lithium batteries in a habitable space in a campervan or caravan or similar need to have a wall that basically ensures that no electrolyte, if a cell was to leak, would enter, no fumes of that would enter the habitable space. It's arguable whether that's necessary and whether lithium batteries should all be treated the same, so NMC cells the same as LFP or not. I won't state my thoughts on that, but I'll leave that up to you. But it basically is what it is, and we've got to comply. So the compliance is actually on the installer, not the battery manufacturer. But we've decided to make it as easy as possible for any installers or DIY installers to comply with the standards. So here's basically what we've come up with. On our entire battery range, this is available, by the way, including the batteries that we manufacture for a client of ours called CombiLife. So the battery behind me is installed in campervans around Australia, really. So I will show you the inside of this 105 amp hour battery, and what you might be able to see is that you've got this barrier here which contains the cells and the BMS. This is our airtight compartment. You can even see that on the side where the cables are glued in, that they're bedded in properly, so you're not going to have any fumes go through here. That's obviously in the event of an electrolyte leak, which is extremely unlikely, not just because they're LFP batteries, but because our batteries are built to very high standards. We've never had a single cell leak electrolyte and release fumes anyway, ever. But as I was saying, so you've got this airtight compartment, then on top you've got a lid that has a closed cell foam that is pushed onto this wall to create an airtight barrier. But obviously you can't keep fumes inside this section indefinitely. So what we have also done, you might be able to just see it up the top here. We have a venting hole. So this is an M4 venting hole, and I will show you how you would use that in this battery. I've unscrewed this partially already, so there's a M10 plug in this by default, but it's got a little groove in it that you can fit a flathead screwdriver into and then unscrew. What you then screw into it would be a brass fitting. So again, M10 obviously. They come as straight or right angled. Right angled can be more convenient for some installations. I've just got the straight here, but you'll get the difference between the two. Now you can use Teflon tape on these. I don't feel it's necessary if you screw it in all the way. I'll just do it hand tight for this demonstration, but you obviously understand what I'm trying to do here. So what you do is you simply take the fitting, screw it in, and then you get a silicone hose and just connect it to the barbed fitting, just push it on there, and then you just bend this to the outside. Now you can use cable ties, hose clamps, anything else you want on here to make sure this hose isn't coming off. Absolutely nothing wrong with it, but I feel unless something's tugging on the other end, even in rough conditions, like going across corrugated roads or the like, this isn't going to come off by itself. So in a nutshell, that's as easy as it gets for AS 3001.2 compliance. and Muller Energy always try and push the envelope a little bit and make it easier for you, the customer, to comply. We were one of the first, if not the first company in Australia to start doing this, but it's great to see that more and more companies are catching on. So with that, I'll leave you. Thanks very much for your time watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.